Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, 26th day of June. Here we go. Today's halacha is a continuation on the one about eating before davening. The rule is that you're not supposed to eat before davening, and if you eat before alos hashachar, before the crack of dawn, then it's permitted. Okay, that's what we told you yesterday. Now today's halacha, we add this. According to the Zohar, he says that if you go to sleep at night and you wake up in the middle of the night, like let's say after midnight, it's the middle of the night and long before the crack of dawn, the Zohar says that since you have already gone to sleep for the night, waking up in the middle of the night does not permit eating before the crack of dawn. Now, a lot of poskim mention this Zohar, and people do try to keep to it so that if they wake up in the middle of the night, they don't eat. However, but that's eating. Okay, taking a drink would certainly be allowed. However, I should tell you that the halacha still is that you are allowed to eat before the crack of dawn. It's just that according to the Zohar, it's something to try to stay away from if you've already gone to sleep for the night and it's already past midnight and everything. So it's better not to eat according to that Zohar, but the halacha still is that it's permissible to eat before the crack of dawn. Now let's get to those people who may have exceptions. In other words, it's after the crack of dawn, it's the morning time, they haven't davened yet, but let's say the people who are elderly or sick. According to the halacha, they are allowed to eat if it's in order to, in other words, they need to. They won't have the strength to daven unless they eat. Then those kinds of people that are sick or elderly and have to eat in order to have the strength to daven, those kinds of people are allowed to eat before davening. Now the halacha then says this: what if you have an elderly or sick person that wants to eat before davening, and it's for weakness reasons, but it's like this. They only need to eat because otherwise they won't be able to stand up for Shmona Esrei. But if they don't eat, they'll be fine. They just won't have the strength to stand for the standing parts of davening like Shmona Esrei. What's better for a person like that? Better to eat so that way they'll have the strength to stand for Shmona Esrei, but they would be foregoing the not eating before davening. Or is it better to not eat before davening and not stand for Shmona Esrei so as not to violate the not eating before davening law? And the halacha is for people like that, better to not eat before davening. If all you'll have to do is sit for Shmona Esrei, that's better to do that. Better to sit for Shmona Esrei than to eat before davening. So that's a specific law to those people who are so sick or so weak or so old that they can't manage to stand for Shmona Esrei without eating. Better to not eat and just sit for Shmona Esrei for people like that. More to follow tomorrow. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow. Bye-bye.